Hello there. I would like to mention beforehand that I won't include the part where I showcase a loadout for this certain weapon because it is almost similar to the other one of the black metal weapons. I already covered the Night Owl a while ago because a lot of people were really confused and they were eager to know why I supercharged that bow. Well, it does deal crazy damage at some point here and there, especially on chrome husks. So if you are interested to check it out, I'll be linking it in the description below for you just in case. Anyways, we have another black metal weapon that is under the same category, basically another sniper rifle in the set. It's not a bow this time, but it's actually a sniper that not many people find it appealing to use because they usually have lower base damage or just very slow fire rate, which is true by any chance. It's the reason why I had to somewhat run a different loadout when I was recording a couple footages for this one, and it still works with the Night Owl build as well. It's just that you're pretty squishy, so in that case the sniper is probably not for everyone. That sniper is called the Midnight Stalker. Although it does look cool like most snipers out there in the game, it does have a downfall of its base damage being 84. It seems pretty low for a sniper since most sniper rifles, including bows in the game, have like over 100 base damage, enough to represent itself as a hard-hitting focus weapon that people expect it to be. It does have a pretty high headshot base damage with 210, but at point blank, it really seemed to be pretty insufficient when it comes to damage per second. Now, I know that it shoots 2-round burst and uses heavy bullets. It has quite a small mag size, which is what snipers usually have. As to what I said earlier, the damage might have not be there most of the time unless you have a certain loadout that can make the Midnight Stalker good, along with the 6 perk that does area of effect damage. Any other than that, it makes this sniper pretty unsustainable, even if you're trying to build it for a single target like the elemental smashers or mini bosses. So to be unbiased here for its sake, the Midnight Stalker is good if you take the risk of plummeting your health for damage. Otherwise, it can just be another casual sniper in the game that does neutral damage like the rest of them. It really is a niche way to make a weapon good, but that is what black metal weapons are trying to show. Lose health for more damage, but for a sniper like this, it's like lose health to deal neutral damage. I do seem to see it differently when you use a loadout that can potentially boost it. The loadout I used for the Night Owl, which had Totally Rocking Out team perk, did help a little with the damage it provides, but your health depletes faster than regenerates your health because the Midnight Stalker is meant to shoot husks and the big ones from afar. So that is why when recording the gameplay of it, I had to use Blast from the Past team perk with the red line on lead might help me survive longer. So speaking about the 6 perks on the Midnight Stalker, I would honestly recommend either one of the AoE damage, the reload one, or the 5 headshots right here. I already have this schematic maxed out to 130 Sunbeam, of course, so I could show you the best stat out of this sniper possible. So I have reload speed perk on my 5th perk slot here, which would let me reload in a second to trigger the 6th perk, able to crowd clear husks despite the low base damage. However, I did say this sniper has only 6 rounds per clip in the magazine size, and I am using Redline Ramirez as lead for the fire rate and keep the 2 crit damage perks. Reloading this perhaps will be very deadly than the husks themselves, but if you have like coconuts or rocking riff activating almost most of the time, you'll deal damage, but not as much because as stated on the 6th perk, you can have its added base damage between 29 to 132 depending on your lost health, which means you need less health to deal the maximum damage in order to kill whatever you're facing. Especially in the 160 missions, I did manage to kill a couple smashers whenever I'm at full health or less, mostly because this current 6 perk I have did most of the job. There are other 6 perks that can be good in some sort of way, like shooting from afar and you're standing on top of a building defending the objective, for example. The 44% bonus damage against nature enemies 6 perk would do the least you expect it to do. You lose the area of effect damage that you can do, but you are able to deal a little more damage, specifically if you are using this strictly for nature husks and smashers. As for killing 3 husks for the area of effect damage, that one might seem okay if you're doing the same strategy. The 5 headshots one could be a better option because this sniper has a good headshot damage and is accurate. You can deal 1 extra base damage off of your area of effect ability, which kinda doesn't really feel a bit of a difference, but it is easier to trigger because you just have to aim your gun on the head without having to move around. So anyways, if you did have the headshot 6 perk, perhaps the headshot damage perks on the 2 perk slots here is definitely going to have your shots do a lot more coherent damage. If you're just going for the headshots, that is, you could probably have a completely different build than the complete crit build that I have, and it'll perhaps do a better performance. Like if you want to fully focus this Midnight Stalker towards a build that can kill mist monsters easier, you can go for physical element, because most of them are, except for like elemental smashers and mini bosses, double headshot, 1 reload, and damage to mist monsters. For an underpowered sniper like this one, it would really do a fantastic job. Fire rate is also a thing in this one if you don't have redline on lead or don't really want to use a soldier. The 80% bonus damage on lost health is also a thing for all of the black metal weapons, and I would say this one is actually gonna be a good perk if you're half of the time not on full health and have reload speed on the others perk slot if you still insist to keep it. On the other note, I am an enthusiast with the black metal weapons. Even if this Midnight Stalker feels like it's the weakest of all 10, I believe it can do better. But no matter how much I've been putting this sniper on trial, and even I had to tweak it as much, it kind of fell short for me, or somewhat it doesn't really suit me best. Maybe if you do have some thoughts, to say the least, that you can make this good, yeah, I would totally agree. The Midnight Stalker does indeed look good, but it already has its own grave dug up. That should be all for the Midnight Stalker. Sorry for the rant at the beginning. I was looking forward to show this weapon that can be great for those marksman players in Save the World. Hopefully in the future it might shed some light. Make sure to check out the rest of the black metal weapon videos that I have done a while back. The playlist will be linked down with the Night Owl video below. I'll see you all in the other side. Take care of yourself and love yourself.